Okay, good day everyone. So today we will be focusing on the efficient operation, surveillance, performance assessment, and maintaining safety of propulsion plant and auxiliary machinery for our marine diesel engine. Okay, so get a pointer. Okay, so first topic will be indicator, all about indicator diagrams. So this is a tool, special tool used in taking power diagrams from our engine. So this is the old one, and nowadays we use electronic and digital electronic devices to take power diagrams from our engine. Okay, so for regular condition monitoring of machinery is key to effective predictive maintenance. So predictive maintenance techniques help determine the condition of in-service equipment in order to predict when maintenance should be performed. So these indicator diagrams will be our predictive diagram that will predict the condition of our machinery, and what maintenance we could do to improve the efficiency of our engine. So a carefully planned condition monitoring system prevents machinery failure and avoid damages to your business operation. So we should prevent failure of our machinery and avoid damages kasi nandun tayo sa barko para pangalagaan yung mga makina, prevent na yung business operation ng ating mga operators ay huminto or mag-delay. So you should prevent that as marine engineers on board ships. So kasi pag walang business sila, wala din tayong trabaho, di ba? Okay. Next, the combination of different condition monitoring systems into one system allows more cost-effective predictive maintenance. Tama. So cost-effective, so pag na-prevent mo yung damage, mas maliit lang yung gasto. Pag nasira yan, malaki yung damage. Hindi ko alam kung yung makina ba yung papalitan or yung engineer ang papalitan, di ba? So we should protect the machinery as we protect our job then. Okay, here's a video of how the indicator device, how the device took the diagram out of the engine. So here in our video we have an example of a two-stroke engine. So below you can see that there's an engine. It's a two-stroke engine in diagonal form, or tama ba? Horizontal form. And let's see the video how this indicator diagram was taken. Okay, so in the video below we can see a piston moving sideward. So actually the engine is nakatayo yan, but in this illustration nakahiga lang muna siya para makita natin yung PV diagram. So this video, the diagram in the video is a PV diagram. So pressure volume diagram. So let's see it back. Okay, so yung video na to, compression. So makita natin paggalaw ng piston, pag ganyan ng piston, lumiliit ang volume habang tumataas ang pressure. And then pagbalik ng piston sa kanan, so lumalaki yung volume, lumiliit naman yung pressure. So this is a power diagram of an engine. So we will discuss it more after this video. Okay, so that's the sample of a two-stroke diesel engine indicator diagram. So kung napansin nyo sa video, habang umaakyat yung piston, at actually sideward siya, pero supposedly umakyat yan. Habang umakyat yung piston, lumiliit yung volume niya habang tumataas naman yung pressure. So we will discuss it more. So here's another example. So this example is it's a 4-stroke. So mali yung nakalagay dito. So this is a 4-stroke diesel engine. Okay, so let's see how it works. So given, okay, yung mga terms muna dyan na nakalagay. So ito, Pmax or maximum pressure. Ano naman nandito? Okay, itong IV, intake valve, exhaust valve. Ito, top dead center, bottom dead center ng piston. Ito ang stroke. Isang stroke yan, from bottom dead center to top dead center. Yan ang volume niya. Whole volume. Then, the volume displaced, the blue color is the volume displaced. And then, yung natira is the combustion chamber or the volume clearance. So, mayroong clearance dyan. So, dyan na nangyayari yung combustion. Hindi pwedeng walang space dyan. Kasi, kailangan maglagay tayo ng konting space para yung compressed air mo at yung injection of fuel ay doon sila mag-mix and mag-create ng power. So, okay, step 1. So, first, yung piston mo nakababa muna. So, yung una natin gagawin is intake muna tayo pala. Okay. So dito makita natin intake valve open, IVO. Pagbukas ng intake valve, pag dito pababa yung piston. So ito yung piston. Mula dito, intake valve open, angat konti, babalik, open yung intake valve, meaning naka-intake stroke tayo. Pagdating niya dito, angat ulit. Pagdating niya dito, kung makita natin nakaline siya dyan. So, intake valve close. Sarado na yung intake valve, sarado na rin yung exhaust valve. Kasi dito, sarado na yung exhaust valve. Tapos dito, sarado intake valve. Ang sunod na mangyayari, syempre, magko-compress na tayo or compression stroke. So, magko-compress tayo dito hanggang angat yung pressure. Nandito yung pressure natin. Nandito yung volume. So, habang umaangat yung piston na nakasarado yung intake valve and exhaust valve, habang umaangat ang piston, tumataas ang pressure, lumiliit naman yung volume, di ba? Pagdating niya dito, ito na yung ignition or nag-i-inject na tayo ng fuel. So, hindi pa siya nakaabot ng top dead center, nag-inject siya ng fuel. Pag-inject na niya ng fuel, pagdating niya sa top dead center, dito siya magsisimulang mag-burn or sumabog. Kasi hindi naman, pagbigay mo ng fuel, hindi naman yan paglabas ng fuel, apoy agad, di ba? So, mayroon siyang tinatawag na ignition time, delay. So, mayroon siyang delay, time delay, bago siya mag-ignite. And then, up top dead center, sasabog siya, papalo yung pressure, and then, pagbaba ng piston, bababa din yung pressure, tapos tataas yung volume kasi tinulak niya yung piston pa baba. And then, intake valve open, magbubukas na yung exhaust valve pala. Exhaust valve open, magbubukas na exhaust valve, so lalabas na yung pressure, babagsak na yung pressure dito. So, and then back to, angat siya, ilalabas niya yung natira exhaust. Then, magbubukas yung intake valve. So, papasok na yung hangin, itutulak niya yung natitirang exhaust sa loob ng combustion chamber, itulak niya, lilinisin niya, tapos magsasarado ang exhaust valve. And then, the cycle goes on and on. So, ganyan lang yung nangyayari doon. And then, due to the pressure and volume na changes, nakakapag-create tayo ng diagram. So, based sa diagram na ito, this is somewhat like an actual diagram of a 4-stroke. So, perfect diagram to. Oh, ito pala. So, PO is the atmospheric pressure. So, yan, atmospheric pressure yan. So, tama ba? And then, yung hangin natin is compressed air from the turbocharger. So, ito pala atmospheric pressure. So, yung pressure natin sa loob ng makina is slightly higher than the atmospheric pressure kasi meron tayong turbocharger. Pag walang turbocharger yan, syempre dito yan yung pressure natin, bababa dito sa minimum or sa atmospheric. So if ever may mga tanong pa kayo, you can comment in, you can contact me, message me. So for more clarifications about this diagram. So malito, it's a 2-stroke. Dito 2-stroke, 4-stroke diesel engine ito. So kung meron tayong perfect or actual na diagram na yung wala pang sira yung makina, and then you compare mo yung pag kumuha ka ngayon tapos may nagbago sa diagram, meaning may problema, may naging changes sa makina, may nangyari sa makina na nag-change yung diagram mo. So based dyan sa main diagram or the original diagram, i-compare mo yung actual diagram mo, and then i-compare mo, dun mo makita kung may problema. Okay? So indicator diagrams, is very important to know the combustion in the cylinder. So makikita mo dun yung combustion niya, kung okay ba yung combustion niya, kung wala bang mga vibrations or mga irregular na movements doon sa ating combustion. So the diagram is taken periodically from the indicator valve equipped in the cylinder head, and combustion condition is to be confirmed. So meron tayong indicator valve sa cylinder head, nandun nakalagay yung doon natin ilalagay yung equipment natin para makuha natin yung indicator diagram. So the compression pressure and maximum pressure in the cylinder can be presumed from the indicator diagram. So makita din natin doon yung maximum pressure and compression pressure natin ng ating cylinder or ng ating combustion. And then engine indicator is the device used to take the indicator diagram, which can be considered as a stethoscope for diesel engines. So kung yung mga doktor meron silang stethoscope para i-check yung condition ng kanilang mga patient, tayo as engineer, we also should have a stethoscope that we can check or we can yun nga, yung makikita natin kung okay pa ba yung mga alaga nating makina sa barko. So ang tawag doon is engine indicator. Yun yung device na yun. So yung engine indicator naman, dati mechanical pa yon, papel, may nagsusulat siya sa papel. Ngayon meron ng mga electronic. So print mo lang, kunin mo lang yung mga information, data, and then encode mo sa computer, then connect mo yung device sa computer mo, and then print out niya agad yung mga condition niya. Yung diagram, ipiprint out agad ng computer, and then after nun, you can check kung may mga problems ba, or also the computer can also give you parang recommendations din kung anong pwede mong i-change sa makina mo or sa settings mo. Okay. Indicator diagrams give efficiency of combustion in the cylinder, conditions, running gear, irregularities in fuel pumping and injection, and a lot of things. So marami tayong pwedeng kuning information sa ating diagram. So there are 4 types. Actually, meron pang panglima, but actually the number 2 and number 5 pwede mo rin siyang makita sa number 3. So it's not 4, it's not 5. Sige, sabihin natin, apat yung pinaka. Kasi yung pressure derivative, makikita mo naman sa draw card. So the types of indicator diagrams that can be taken from the engine cylinder are the following. First, the power card, then the compression diagram, draw card, light spring diagram, and the pressure derivative. So iba't ibang mga diagram, meron siyang iba't specific na mga pinopoint out na mga informations sa engine combustion. Okay, first, the power card. So this is the power card, yung nakita natin sa video kanina. So the atmospheric line is below. And then, kung makita mo sa power card, ito yung Pmax niya. Ito yung pinakamataas na pressure ng combustion mo at pag normal yung running condition ng makina mo. Pag walang problema, pag bago pa, or pag ito yung binigay ng manufacturer. So as you can see, our pressure in the engine is slightly higher than the atmospheric pressure. So this is the pressure side, and this is the volume. So PV valve pa rin siya. Pag angat ng piston, angat yung pressure. And then, pagbigay mo ng injection, mas papalo pa siya hanggang babalik siya pag exhaust. So, this is a power card. So, kung makita mo itong area na to, yung iba, yung mga foreigner, tinatawag itong banana. So, banana diagram. So, sa barko, tinatawag din itong banana kasi para mukha siyang banana. So, the banana diagram, kung makita mo, yung laman ng banana, yan yung work done niya, yung nagawa niyang work. And then, the pressure is obtained from the diagram to calculate power produced in the cylinder. So, kung meron tayong 12 cylinder na makina, so kukuha din tayo ng 12 na power card. So, every cylinder has different power cards. So, kukuha ka doon and then i-compare mo kung okay ba lahat or may iba na nagde-deviate sa normal condition. Next is the compression diagram. So, compression diagram, ito yung compression pressure na nakikreate ng yung piston. So, kahit wala pang, hindi kasama dito yung pag-inject ng fuel or combustion. So, ito yung regular na drawing ng compression niya. So, kung naabot niya ba yung rated compression pressure niya or PCOM, ito PCOM. Kung naabot niya ba yung rated PCOM or lumagpas ba siya or mas mababa pa siya sa rated niya or na pressure. So, makakompare mo kung may problema. Kung medyo mababa siya, maybe nag-leaking doon sa exhaust valve or sa intake. During compression, may leakage or ano bang may mga problema bang nangyari. Diba? So, sa yun, mga example. Okay, this is a draw card or the out-of-phase diagram. So, this is more on pressure. So, So, ito, start of compression. Okay. Pag after ng compression niya, magbibigay agad siya ng fuel injection, fuel. Yung injector magbibigay ng fuel, then magkaka-create siya ng combustion. And then, pag abot niya dito, exhaust. Yun lang. So, makikita mo dito sa diagram na ito kung yung compression mo ba. So, yung compression, nandito na rin yun. Compression diagram. So, nakaloob na rin siya sa draw card. And then, yung number 5, nandito na rin sa draw card. So, compression. So, ito, for example, ito yung original na drawing mo. And then, pag kuha mo ng cylinder number 2, magkaiba siya sa number 1. So, merong problema doon sa makina mo. So, either sa combustion or compression, makita natin yan. Next, the light spring diagram. So, the light spring diagram is taken similar to the power card in phase with the engine and with the light compression spring fitted to the indicator. So, makita natin ito, pressure changes during exhaust and scavenge naman. So, focus ng light spring diagram is yung exhaust natin. Kung yung exhaust natin, okay, so, simula tayo sa scavenge. Yung scavenge, meaning nakabukas yung dalawang valve mo. So, meaning naglilinis ka sa loob ng cylinder mo. Tinatanggal mo yung natitirang mga impurities doon. So, scavenge open, meaning it is nagbibigay ka ng hangin tapos naglalabas ka ng exhaust. Okay, so exhaust opens. So, dito tayo sa scavenge open magsimula. So, ito yung pressure niya. Tapos, pag sarado ng valve, mag-start ka ng compression. After ng compression, magpa-power yan and then mag-exhaust. So, kung may mga irregularities sa drawing na yan, maybe may problema. So, we will discuss more mamaya after nito. Magdi-discuss tayo ng about naman sa mga irregularities sa ating mga draw card or mga draw diagrams. So, this is the pressure derivative. So, makita din natin yan doon sa number 3. Okay. So, the area of indicator diagram is calculated by planimeter, usually used on board, and mid-ordinate method. So, this is an example of planimeter. So, kung wala ka ng electronics, dun ka pa sa mechanical na type, ito yung gagamitin mo pag-calculate. Pero ngayon, since we have the electronics, so pwede ng computer na yung mag-calculate para sa'yo. Okay, the use of indicator or draw diagram for engine performance. So irregularities in the shape of indicator diagrams are indications of faulty engine operation. So maaring may mga problema sa makina mo pag naging irregular yung shape ng yung diagram. So meron, usually yung manufacturer is magbibigay siya ng running condition at pag okay pa or bago pa yung makina, and then you can compare the condition of your engine now from the condition na yung bago pa lang siya. For all units, problem may be common like faults in fuel system, intake air, turbocharger, air cooler, exhaust, and etc. So maraming pwedeng maging dahilan ng problem. So we will tackle each one by one, okay? So single unit problem could be a fuel injectors, fuel pump, exhaust valve, etc. So, okay, here the draw diagram. So makita natin, so this is a combination of the draw diagram and the power diagram. So this is the power diagram, itong banana, and then yung parang bukid na yan is the draw diagram. So makikita natin dyan yung compression pressure, maximum pressure, and for evaluating the ignition characteristics of the fuel oil. Okay? So the indicator diagram, PV diagram or work diagram, illustrates the pressure variation of the engine cylinder as a function of the main piston position. So nagbabase siya sa position ng piston mo. So dito tayo sa fault finding from draw card or indicator diagram. So makita natin na yung broken lines na yan yung normal condition niya. While yung hindi dotted o hindi broken line, yung straight connected line or the broken line and the line mismo, yung line mismo yan yung during ng pagkuha mo ng yung power card or yung indicator mo. So ano nangyari? Mas makita natin sa picture na mas mababa siya kaysa sa normal condition niya. So makita natin yung compression pressure niya is tama lang, but hindi siya pumalo. And then makita natin na medyo late na yung pagpalo niya. Ibig sabihin yung fuel injection mo medyo late na yung pagpasok. So maaring yung fuel pressure mo mababa kasi pag mababa yung fuel pressure mo, hindi rin agad siya makakapasok doon kasi yung injector mo matagal nag-activate. Or yung fuel valve mo maaring worn out na siya, hindi siya agad nag-activate. So defective siya. So isipin mo ano kayang defect nun ng fuel pump mo or ng fuel injector mo. So maybe the fuel pump hindi niya agad na-reach yung tamang pressure para makapag-inject ng fuel. And then maybe your fuel mismo, baka may problema sa fuel mo. Yung fuel mo is medyo kulang yung heating niya, so medyo malamig, so malapot siya, so pangit yung combustion na create niya. Fuel pump lead too little, so adjust mo konti yung fuel pump lead mo, baka na-delay siya. Okay, next fault. So yung normal natin is the broken line, and then yung pag-reading mo, during your reading, medyo mataas siya kaysa sa normal. So ano nangyari? So kung makikita natin compression dito, tapos biglang pumalo, ibig sabihin maaring early or naibigay mo ng mas maaga yung fuel. Pag bigay mo ng mas maaga yung fuel, mas maaga din siyang sumabog, and then mas mataas yung pressure na create niya kasi nasa highest temperature ng compression siya. So fuel injection too early or fuel pump lead too large. So maaring yung fuel pump mo maaga yung pagbigay ng fuel, or yung fuel injection mo mismo meron siyang worn out na siya na nag-i-inject na siya ng mas maaga. So i-calibrate mo lang palitan mo yung fuel injector mo, calibrate mo. Pag fuel pump naman, adjust mo yung fuel pump lead mo, or baka worn out na yung parts ng fuel pump mo. So kung may time, pwede mong ayusin yung fuel pump mo, pero pag tumatakbo pa kayo, pag kaya pa naman, pwede mo adjust mo lang yung fuel pump mo, mag-advance lang siya ng konti or mag-delay pala. Mag-delay lang siya ng konti ng injection. But pagdating mo sa puerto, pag huminto na yung barko, dapat mo talaga siyang i-calibrate, palitan, or i-maintain yung fuel pump mo or fuel injector kung ano man yung may problema. Next, so yung normal natin is the broken line na naman. So makikita natin na compression pa lang, mababa na siya. So pag angat ng piston tapos may leaking pala, hindi niya ma-reach yung tamang compression pressure niya. Tama dito? So medyo mababa yung compression pressure niya. So pag angat ng piston siguro, okay. Pag angat ng piston, lang dito lang yung nakaya ng pressure. Ano nangyari? So yung natirang pressure, na sana dito siya sa broken line aabot, is hindi niya na-reach yun. Merong nag-leaking doon sa loob ng combustion mo. So maybe nag-leaking yung intake valve mo or exhaust valve, depende kung 4-stroke or 2-stroke ba yon. And then maybe yung piston mo nag-blow by. Yung piston natin, meron yung mga ring, may mga sing-sing yon, 3 or 4 na sing-sing. 3 piston ring at isang oil scraper ring. So maaring yung piston ring mo is blew by or may worn out na siya, yung ibang pressure nakakalusot doon sa ating piston ring. Ang tawag doon is piston ring blow by. And then maybe exhaust valve seat mo is worn out siya or meron siyang mga butas-butas, may mga fittings or corrosion. So maaring may leakage doon nangyari. Piston crown burnt or yung piston crown mo imbes na yung ulo niya is nabawasan na pala. Then yung scavenge, kung okay naman lahat na yon, baka yung turbocharger mo, kulang yung pressure na naibibigay niya na hangin doon sa ating combustion. Meaning, yung turbocharger natin is ang tawag doon? Fouling. Mayroon tayong fouling na tinatawag sa ating turbocharger. Madumi na pala siya. Or doon sa hangin natin, air system. So, mula sa turbocharger, dadaan ng charge air cooler. So pagdating sa cooler pala is barado na yung cooler mo or may fouling na sa cooler mo, 'di ba? So or medyo malamig yung Medyo malamig. Hindi. Yung may fouling na pala sa air system mo. So maaring bumaba din yung pressure or dun sa exhaust side. So may fouling sa exhaust side, di labas lahat ng exhaust. So may natira pang exhaust sa loob. So pag compress niya, pangit yung compression niya. So maraming pwedeng dahilan yan. So these are some of the causes na kung bakit yung pressure natin is hindi niya ma-reach yung tamang pressure ng ating diagram. So may nag-chat. So may na yung chat. Okay, next. Okay, so nakikita natin na kung ito yung normal niya, ito yung abnormal. So, medyo early siya yung combustion niya early, mas maaga siya ng combustion, tapos mas mataas yung pressure na ni-create niya. At the end, imbis na mababa na yung pressure niya, pumapalo pa. Diba? So, ba't pumalo pa siya doon? May pressure pa doon sa dulo? Okay. Possible na nagkaroon ng early ignition kasi maaga tong nag-inject. So, maagang nag-inject, mas mataas ang pressure na nag-create. Hindi niya nakuha yung right timing niya. And then, early ignition. And then, dito banda is, meron pa siyang natirang mga fuel at the end of pababa na siya ng power stroke. Nagkikreate pa rin siya ng pressure. Meaning, meron pa rin fuel na hindi nasunog. So, maaring yung fuel mo is malamig pa siya masyado. So, sumabog siya dito. Yung iba natirang hindi pa sumabog doon, dito na sa dulo sumabog. So, early ignition and then late, meron pang mga extra na mga one. So, check na. Abnormally high peak pressure of the unit is recorded at the top of the piston stroke, high pressure. Knocking sound comes out of the engine due to heavy load, pass to bearings via running gear. Early ignition causes increased thermal efficiency of the engine. So, mas mahirap pag mas taas yung thermal efficiency ng engine mo. Also, exhaust temperature reduces since combustion starts long before it is supposed to. But the shock loads and vibration results in damage of the engine. So ito, early ignition to. Early ignition, masyado mataas. And then, meron pa siyang extra pressure na nangyari dito. Dahil sa early ignition niya. So, mas maaga yung ignition niya. So, causes. Incorrectly adjusted or accidentally changed fuel pump timing. So, fuel pump timing mo, medyo nag-advance siya ng konti. Baka may nangyari, na-adjust, or accidentally change, or may nag-wear na mga components. Damage or incorrectly set fuel valve or fuel injector. So, maybe yung fuel injector mo kailangan ng palitan kasi need na i-calibrate ulit. Kasi yung fuel injector mo, hindi pa niya na-reach yung tamang pressure niya, nag-inject na siya. So, undesired fuel quality, yung fuel mo, maaaring medyo malamig siya, kaya malapot siya, mabilis nag-create ng pressure, maagang nagbukas yung fuel valve mo. So, maraming mga one. Then, parts inside the cylinder are overheated. So, maaaring yung nung nag-unang combustion sa loob ng cylinder mo is hindi lahat na tanggal yung pressure na yon at naidagdag pa sa pangalawang yung overheat pangalawang combustion. So nag-overheat na siya sa loob kaya mas mataas yung pressure na i-create niya. Mas mainit na pala yung nangyari doon. Okay, next. So this is ang normal natin. So yung nangyari sa ating reading ngayon is from normal. Ito yung normal. So ito, ang nangyari dito is medyo delayed yung ignition niya. Kaya kung medyo delayed ang ignition, yung pressure din niya, pababa na yung piston bago siya nag-inject, hindi niya ma-reach yung maximum pressure niya. So mas mababa yung pressure na create niya, tapos mas doon na siya nakapag bumuelo na sa dulo. Pero wala na. Pababa na yung piston. So, low peak pressure. So, meron tayong reduced power of the engine. So, yung power ng makina mo is medyo mababa kaysa sa kailangan. Energy lost. So, maraming energy ang nasayang doon sa exhaust mo. So, nailabas lang ng makina na hindi mo nagamit lahat. So, causes. Faulty fuel injector. So, fuel injector mo medyo late na nagbukas. Maaaring kailangan mo i-calibrate ulit or palitan. And then, yung spring tension, yung kailangan i-tighten beyond setting. Poor fuel quality. So, maybe yung fuel mo is medyo malabnaw. Kaya, medyo malabnaw. Pero kadalasan, hindi naman masyadong malabnaw yung fuel. So, yung fuel quality mo baka medyo malabnaw ngayon. Wrongly timed or leaking fuel pump. So, fuel pump mo, delayed yung timing or may leaking siya sa fuel pump mo na late na siyang, hindi niya na-reach agad yung pressure kasi may leaking. So, late din siya nakapagbigay ng fuel sa injector mo. Engine parts inside cylinder are undercooled. So, medyo malamig pa yung makina mo, possible. Kasi pag nasa cold weather ka or kakastart mo pa lang ng makina, hindi mo siya agad pwedeng bigyan ng load. Then compression pressure low, combustion air supply is low. So compression pressure, mababa ang compression pressure. Tama naman. Combustion air supply is low. So mas mababa yung pressure ng hangin. Pero dito okay naman yung compression pressure niya, di ba? Wala namang abnormalities. Okay, dito. So the normal one is nakita nyo na ito yung normal, then ito yung nangyari delayed, medyo delayed talaga, sobrang delay, and then sumabog na yung fuel mo sa dulo na so late ignition, and then after burning pa kasi delayed na yung fuel mo, yung ibang fuel dito na nasunog sa dulo. Pagbaba na ng piston, doon pa siya nagsabog-sabog pa siya ng konti. So So, yun yung tinatawag na after burning. So, check mo yung fuel combustion mo, slow fuel combustion, quality of fuel mo. Pangit yung fuel na na-deliver sa inyo siguro, or hindi siya na-purify ng maayos, or hindi siya dumaan ng filter, yung filter naka-bypass, or maring mangyari yun. Then, low temperature of fuel means high viscosity. So, mababa yung temperature, malamig yung fuel mo. So, medyo malapot siya, medyo matagal siyang masunog, kaya dito nag-afterburning siya dito banda. Diba? Next. Indication effect. Ito. This is the normal. The broken line is the normal one, and may problema. So, nakikita natin na yung fuel niya is kumulubot dito banda. Ibig sabihin, yung fuel na binibigay niya is paputol-putol kasi naglileak pala yung fuel injector mo. Paputol-putol yung bigay kasi dahil sa leaking, and then yung na-create niya na line is medyo straight. Reduced power in the affected unit. So high exhaust temperature and presence of black smoke in exhaust. Possible knocking sound. So, maaaring pagtingin mo ng usok mo dun sa chimney is maitim na siya. Then, may knocking sound kasi yung combustion niya is pahinto-hinto. Hindi sabay yung ang combustion. So, hindi sudden up and downs indicate the diagram after burning due to incomplete combustion. So, yung normal, medyo bumaba siya dito. So, yung fuel mo is hindi talaga siya na-reach yung tamang pressure niya. So, nagli-leak yung fuel injector mo. So, leaking fuel injector, check mo yung fuel injector mo, baka doon nag-leaking. Or choking of fuel injector spray holes. So, yung injector holes mo is nababara na. Kaya hindi niya maibigay yung tamang fuel na kailangan ng makina mo. So, which leads to improper atomization and dripping of fuel leaky. Leaky siya. So, tumutulo yung fuel injector mo. Kaya hindi siya proper yung atomization mo. Kaya ganito yung nangyari sa diagram mo. Next. So, this is a partly choked fuel valve. So, dito, nagcho-choke siya banda dito. Pero dito, nabalik niya yung pressure niya. Nabalik niya yung tamang pressure. So, partly choke lang yung fuel valve mo. So, fuel oil contamination and improper purification. Medyo madumi siguro yung fuel mo. Or carbon formation at injector tip. Or madumi na yung dulo ng injector. Carbon deposits and fuel valve due to overheating. So, mga carbon deposits. So, kailangan malinisan. Okay, ito naman. Ito yung sa compression side. Wala pa dito yung combustion. Okay, so, low, makita natin yung broken line. So, mas mababa yung reading mo. Meaning, low compression. Possibility, may leaking yan. Low pressure and then reduced power of engine causes improper combustion, insufficient air for combustion, kulang yung hangin or nagli-leak yung hangin mo, or improper compression lang naman to. Insufficient air for combustion. So maybe kulang yung hangin na inibibigyan ng turbocharger, fouling sa air system or sa exhaust system, and then or leaking yung air mo sa loob during compression ng piston. May lumalabas sa gilid, sa piston ring, or sa intake valve or exhaust valve, may lumalabas, so may leakage. So, kailangan mo i-check kung saan nanggagaling yung leakage na yan. Bakit mababa yung compression na nakikreate mo. Okay? Next, this is the light spring diagram. So, makikita natin sa light spring, yung normal is the broken line. Pag yung diagram mo is nandito yung reading niya, early opening, so maagang nagbubukas yung exhaust mo. Pag dito naman, papasok yung drawing, late nagbukas yung exhaust mo. So, kailangan mong i-adjust yung setting ng pagbukas ng exhaust mo, or ano pa. Pag early opening, elevated exhaust gas temperature and fouling of exhaust system, loss of engine power. Pag late opening naman, low quality of exhaust gas delivered to the turbocharger inversely affect its operation. So, pag late mong naibigay yung exhaust gas sa turbocharger, madidelay din yung ikot ng turbocharger mo, or bubaba yung efficiency na makikreate ng turbocharger mo. So, umuulan na dito. Okay. So, I hope na hindi ito maka-affect sa ating recordings. So, sa ating video. Okay, next. The normal is the broken line. While nangyari is nandito yung reading mo. So, medyo choke yung exhaust mo. Kung dito is late opening. Power loss in the unit, increased exhaust temperature. Pag hindi nakalabas lahat ng exhaust mo, nacho-choke siya, mas mainit yung exhaust temperature na i-create kasi naiiwan doon sa loob. Turbocharger surging. So, yung turbocharger mo nagsa-surging na siya or nag-overspeed. Adversely affects scavenging efficiency. So, hindi na linis lahat. During exhaust. So, causes improper combustion. Maaring na improper yung combustion na nangyari sa loob, kaya ganito yung reading mo. Increased cylinder lube oil and yun, increased cylinder lube oil. So the power produced on the cylinder because of the expansion of gas is called indicated power, negating any friction, heat loss, or entropy within the system. It is known as the theoretical value of power of a reciprocating engine. It is calculated for the pressure developed inside the cylinder measured by an instrument called engine indicator. So, yun, engine indicator yung gamit natin. So, this is a typical indicator diagram for a two-stroke engine. So, nakita din natin to sa video, di ba? So, the area can be measured by an instrument known as planimeter. So, usually, nung una, dati pa, unang panahon. So, yung ginagamit natin kasi kinukuha natin yung indicator diagram, and then minimeasure natin yung mean effective pressure or average pressure ng ating engine by using the planimeter. So, nakita nyo yung picture kanina, planimeter. The area is then divided by the length of the diagram in order to obtain mean height. So, yan, kinakalculate natin yan. So, this mean height, when multiplied by the spring scale of the indicator mechanism, gives the indicated mean effective pressures for the cylinder. So, the mean effective or average pressure can now be used to determine the work done in the cylinder. So, kailangan mo i-compare kung pare-pareho ba yung cylinder pressure or mean effective pressure na nag-create ng lahat ng cylinder ng makina mo para balance yung power. Kasi pag naging unbalanced yung distribution of power between different cylinders, syempre yung ating crankshaft pwede siyang mag-bend kasi unbalanced na yung forces niya. So this is the formula in getting the average mean indicated pressure. So this topic will be discussed on the next video na lang. So we will stop here. So I hope that you have learned so many things today. You have learned a lot, and soon you will apply this on board. So please galingan nyo lang. So pag-aralan nyo. Pag may mga tanong kayo, just ask me or chat me or message me na lang so that I can answer each question that you have. Thank you for your time. God bless and good luck on your future career. Thank you.